So that's nice to meet the two of you here in Rotterdam.
Good to be here.
Yeah, Mr. Graham, you're back, eh? You've been here just 2 years ago.
2 years ago, and before that, we were at the other venues as well. So yeah, we've been doing this a while.
What's it like being back in Rotterdam?
Oh, if it's anything like last time, it's going to be a lot of fun tonight. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
That's why we're back. We had such a good time last time.
And you brought a guest,
Oh yeah.
Mark King, level 42.
I'm more of a stalker, really. Cause,
Stalker?
Yeah, Larry's my hero, so he can't get rid of me. And I saw his face when he came out of the hotel room, and I'm stood there, and he goes, "Oh, Mark, yeah, what are you doing?"
Is that true, Mr. Graham, or why? No, why did you ask him to play along?
Well, we played together for the first time in London not long ago, and it's not many bass players that can play together because both basses are it's in the same register. But some bass players, when they don't play the same thing, when they can complement each other, it works. And so Mark is one of the bass players that I can play with because he actually knows my music and he knows my bass lines, and so he knows how to complement what I'm playing as opposed to playing the same thing I'm playing. So that's how the two basses work together. Yeah.
How did you find that out, that it worked so well?
It was really trial and error. I'm sure that Larry wouldn't have invited me along if he hadn't done some homework and thought, no, this could work.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful for me. I mean, as a bass player, because obviously I played bass in level 42, but when we came along in the 1980s, we were using a lot of sequence synth basses to add the bottom, which of course Larry just has tons and tons of bottom end, which is awesome. So for me, that's like the bass sequencer that we have in level 42, which always allowed me then to get up and do some more sort of flighty, sort of percussive interjections. And I feel I'm gushing too much here. But that's kind of how it works. Isn't it?
That's what makes it work.
Yeah. So what's it like being on stage with one of your heroes?
Yeah, it's quite awe-inspiring. I mean, the word awesome gets knocked around quite a lot, and by me mainly, but it's so true to be there with Larry. And to have the pleasure of just sitting there during his sound check and seeing that the guy is so professional and runs the whole sound check, and it's beautiful because that makes what is invariably a chaotic scene, and there can be chaos in festival situations like this because you've got backline in that you don't know how it works. Larry's just great. He takes control of the whole thing and says, okay, right, let's have this voice in here, this. And before you know it, man, it's sounding incredible. And so to sit there on one of his bass cabs, my testicles vibrating like there's no tomorrow, man. I'm sure my sperm count's gone through the floor. It's just terrible. I should have no more children, but it was worth it just to be sat there with the guy.
And if you would call him Larry, of course.
Yeah, if one comes out, it's going to be called Larry, obviously, man.
What?
You don't know what to say after that, right?
No, I don't know what to ask anymore.
Lost for words on that one.
You just, well, there's one thing I wanted to talk about because, the slapping with the bass, that's one thing, well, that you invented, Mr. Graham. Can you tell us the story of how that happened?
Well, my mother and I were working together, and at first I was playing guitar. And then there's one club that we worked in had an organ, so I started playing the bass pedals with my foot, same time playing the guitar. And then we got used to having bottom, and the organ broke down, so now it sounded empty. So I rented a bass temporarily until the organ could be repaired. It turned out it couldn't be repaired, so I got stuck on the bass. And then my mother decided no drums, just piano and bass. And it was her and I. And so then I would thump the strings to make up for not having a bass drum, and pluck the strings to make up for not having a backbeat on the snare drum. And so that's really how I came up with the style. And then Sly was invited down by a fan of my mother and I found this out years later, and heard me doing my thumping and plucking and asked me to join the band. And then the style became popular through Sly and the Family Stone, songs like Dance to the Music and Thank You for Letting Me Be Myself. So that's how it started. Yeah, I wasn't trying to invent anything new, it just turned out that way out of necessity.
It certainly did, man. And if it hadn't been for him, there would be no level 42 because that's kind of where it all came from. So I owe him a lot. Obviously not in cash terms because you can't have any money, Larry, but in utmost respect.
And now there's a new album out.
Oh yeah.
Raise Up.
Raise Up. Yeah.
What's? Can you tell us something about this album?
Well, like the title implies, we want the music to raise you up, you know, because everybody's dealing with something on a personal level and family life or in life in general. And sometimes things can get you down. And people do various things to raise themselves up. They might go take in a good movie, read a good book, or, you know, listen to some good music. So the intent of the album is to help everybody to raise up above whatever you're dealing with, which is the same thing when you come to our shows. You know, we want to try to raise you above whatever you were dealing with when you came in, and you leave away from here feeling good.
Absolutely,
That's
man.
the intent.
Fantastic feel-good music. That's the whole thing, you know. I defy anybody to go to a Grand Central Station gig and not leave with a huge smile on their face. It's beautiful.
So what can we expect tonight?
Well, a lot of bass.
That's for sure.
Yeah, stereo. You got two basses, that's for sure, man. And it's you just got this great music. You know, the lineage and the catalogue that Larry can call on is enormous. You know, but he's been so sweet and invited me to play a couple of songs of my own. So we're kind of jamming in a couple of the level things, which is really nice and good fun to do. And we haven't actually played them yet, so tonight's going to be incredible. It's going to be like an 8-minute train crash, and then we get the funk out and take it home. It's great fun, really great fun.
Well, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, we are too.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Bye-bye.